welcome to our first episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I am Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome.
Hello, it's our first one. I'm so excited.
I know. I cannot believe we're actually doing this, but I'm super excited.
Absolutely. We got our fancy gear, as you see. We got our
We
headphones. We got
do,
our mics. This is
Alexis.
real production.
We're officially a podcast.
I'm so excited. How are you doing, Samantha?
I am doing good. I had a busy day. You know, I'm a working woman.
She got a job, y'all. She got a job
I got a job. And yeah, it was cool. I started a new job today. I was doing training and had to drop my baby off, my Jupiter puppy off at
I was wondering where he went, yeah.
Yeah, he went to my sister's house. And then I picked him up and he's sleeping right now, thank God. That last.
Allie wore him out.
I know, even though he was just whining at me like he wanted to play, I'm just like, boy. So yeah, I just am trying to get my energy up for this podcast, but I'm here. I'm ready. How are you?
Yes, today was let me think.
Yeah,
it was
an
interesting
I haven't
day.
talked to you all day.
Oh, I had a meeting at 1 for one of my graduate research positions, so I had to do the work because I had to do the work for the meeting, so that's what I did till 1. And then I had the meeting, and then I don't know, I was like tired. I was like looking on TikTok. Eventually we took the dogs on the walk, and it was a very just like interesting day. Tomorrow I'm dropping Melo off actually with my parents. We're meeting halfway.
Okay.
And so
you're going to Texas.
I'm going to Texas for the Cowboy Carter release. Like, no, I'm not invited to anything, but it's just a wedding. But yes, so I've been getting things prepared for Melo for my mom, but other than that, it's been a very chill day. I just did work for one of my school jobs. So
okay.
So
you're gonna have a dog mom break this weekend.
Oh my God, literally, I've been thinking that. I feel like people don't talk about that with dog moms, like just being dog ownership, like being able to sleep in, like when you have those little times where someone's watching your dog. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait to sleep in on Friday and Saturday, and I don't pick Melo up till Monday, so
okay,
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I could use a dog mom break, honestly.
I know, it's hard being a single dog mom.
Him. It is. It's hard being a single dog mom, but I miss him. Like today, all day, I was like, I miss my baby. And then when I'm back with him, I'm like, oh my God, like he's whining at me.
Absolutely. That happens to me with Mela. I'm like, I miss her. And then once I see her, I'm like, the enemy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, Jupiter, for everybody wondering, is a Boston Terrier, and he will be 1 year old on April 1st. My baby. Oh my God.
Yes. And Melo is a Shih Tzu Bichon Frise or Frise, I don't know. Dog mix. And she's 3 and she's very shady, but she's also very sweet to me. So I love that. But let's start. Let's get to it. Let's get to the podcast, shall we? Enough with the pleasantries.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Well, this podcast, we just want to tell y'all is like truly like a little labor of like organic love, I would say.
Yes.
It came out so organically. Samantha kind of presented the idea to me, and I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty funny. Like, it is actually a really good idea. I don't know, like.
Yes, I can talk about it.
Yeah, go for it.
I would say it was 2023 for sure when I brought this up to you, but we really started working on it this year, 2024. And yeah, me and Alexis have been friends since childhood, literally since we were in 3rd grade. I'm pretty sure I was 7 because I'm a November baby, and
I'm October baby. I was 7 too.
Yes, like I made the cut. Okay, gang, gang. And yes, we've been we've been besties ever since. Alexis likes to say we were enemies. I don't know
I said
when we were
frenemies,
that.
enemies. You know how kids like have those little things. You know what? I do have. You know, I won't go into detail, but I do
You got a
have.
story?
I just have a memory of like.
Oh, I got memories too.
You probably
okay?
don't remember this, Samantha. But like we were in middle school and we were like friends, but like obviously, you know, people have their things that they go
Oh
through
my
in middle
God,
school.
you're really about to put me out there right now.
Well,
My
one
child
time, this
self.
is very, very sad actually.
What
People
happened?
might like you invited me to your birthday party and I actually will never forget this. My mom called one of our friends' moms, who I will not name, to be like, oh, can you take Alexis with you to the party and or like, can she ride home with you or something? And I'll pick her up from your house because I can't do it over. And my mom was like, and the mom was like, well, like, she's not invited to the sleepover portion. And my mom was like, what sleepover? And then I did it and I found out you were having a sleepover. And my mom was like, don't worry about it, Alexis. Like, you know, I'll make sure I pick you up or whatever. And I remember feeling like really sad. So I say that to say, obviously there's probably something going on. So like, yeah, we've had our not issues, but you know, we've done things. We've known each other since we were 7. Obviously weird things were going to happen. But regardless, the thing is we've always had a bond and we've always stayed like back together at some point, and so we're here at 31 being the best of friends.
I literally have no recollection of that. I am sorry to Alexis's inner child. My inner child is saying I'm so sorry. And yes, okay. we had little, like, there were times where I wasn't a part of the clique, and then there were times when I was, and whatever. So anyways, we've been best friends for forever. Yes. We talk literally like every day. We talk about everything. And I was just like, we should maybe make a podcast of like our phone conversations, because we really get into the nitty gritty about like just everything. And we're very just when we talk to each other, we're very unfiltered. And so I was like, maybe we should do a podcast. and yes, like, I just feel like our conversations are so funny. You guys will know Alexis is hilarious. I'm sure that's so funny. Most of our listeners know that, but you'll get to know that as well. But yeah, so this is just like, you think of it as y'all listening into our funny, ridiculous, vulnerable phone call. So yeah, like, I'm so excited, and we'll be dropping every Wednesday. So every Wednesday you will get a new podcast, and we're just gonna keep it going until we're rich off of it. Okay. Oh my You're hilarious. It's like, nah, well, hopefully, but we're doing this out of the kindness of our heart, but love. You know, we want the mad dollars, okay? But no, yeah, this is going to be just you guys joining our phone call. So dial in, and I think we're ready to get started. Yes, let's get started. Talk to me. So every week, the podcast is called Who Am I to Judge? So every week we are going to have Who's on Trial. So Alexis, who's on trial this week? For me, I really want to talk about Diddy. I am fascinated with what's going on with him right now, because I think it was today or yesterday where his place got raided. His place that he bought for his daughters got raided in Miami. Yes, got raided by the FBI. And then just earlier today, and it was related to a sex trafficking situation, suspicions. And then today, literally says Diddy's alleged mule, who was arrested, was arrested today as well. So it's just like, okay, this is like pretty crazy. And I feel like there's been a lot that's been coming out with Diddy recently. Like, you know, we've seen that he's had like at least 2 major lawsuits, one of them being Cassie, another being a Jane Doe. I don't know if you like read into it a little bit, but I did look into like the Jane Doe one when it came out. And the girl was like 17. There's actual pictures of her sitting on this guy's lap at 17 at the Bad Boy studio. Like, she has proof that she was there, pictures and things like that. And so I say that to say, and this is all alleged, you know, Diddy, don't come after us. This is all alleged. But like, it is like, I think there is a bigger picture here of like, you know, with R. Kelly and things like that. These like older, like 90s really hot and like 90s rappers coming out and getting in trouble for like
all these underage things. And there's all those rumors about Aaliyah. And I'm just kind of thinking, what are your thoughts on it? But also just like, I do think their day of reckoning is coming. And I think they're trying to do everything to not let it come out. And so, I
Yeah.
don't know. What are your thoughts on everything?
Yes. It's very interesting and yeah, crazy. I have a ton of thoughts. I have a lot going through my head right now. But what I'm thinking about is I've been, after watching the Quiet on Set documentary, I've been watching Alexa Nicholas is her YouTube channel where she really dives in. She's committed to taking down Nickelodeon and all the predators that work there. And so she's like noticing that the music industry is about to have their Me Too movement, because
Yes.
film really had theirs with the Harvey Weinstein and all that, but like music really hasn't had it yet. And it definitely is a time of reckoning. Like I'm going to call myself an astrologer. I love astrology. I'm just a student of astrology, but yeah, it's definitely truth time. Like it's time for the truth to come out. It's also very interesting the time that it came out. Like we are in an eclipse window where really shocking things can happen and like faded things. And another YouTuber, Sloan Bella, she predicted like the week, like almost to the day. Like she was like March, April, like Easter, when all this is like when more stuff is going to come out. And yeah, I think more stuff is just going to keep coming out, honestly.
But even just like, you know, these things have to play out in court if they do. But like, even with the things with like Aaliyah, like we know for a fact she was like messing with R. Kelly underage. We know for a fact that, not for a fact, I'm sorry, allegedly, that like other rappers such as like so other rappers, I'll say, were like also like trying to get at her. And I'm just like, y'all knew she was underage. Like, why doesn't that stop you from like pursuing? Like, you know, that's wrong. And it's just like, is this a sex addiction? Addiction? And I think about it like that. I know you've been like schooling me on that, but I'm just like, at a certain point, you have to know something is like against the law. You will go to jail. This is unethical. You might have future kids. Do you want them in this situation? For me, it's kind of just, it's like it's sinister and it's a little bit evil to pursue it at this point.
It definitely, I mean, at any point, but I think that sadly it's been a part of our patriarchal culture, and it's been very normalized up until very recently that you can do those things and get away with it, you know?
Ew.
Like, I mean, it's disgusting.
But
like,
what's attractive about a fucking
I don't know.
16-year-old?
From what I've done research in just terms of like watching, like I am trying to educate myself on this at this point, because it's just like you said, I'm trying to understand what's the attraction. I don't think we will understand it, but I think it definitely has a lot to do with the power dynamics of, you know, really just that, like the power dynamic.
That makes me, oh sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's really sad and it's sick, and I just like, it's so interesting, the culture right now, like how it's so set up to like victim blame. Like even after the Quiet on Set stuff has come out, like other people that have worked for Nickelodeon or like were child stars like have come out and stood up for Dan Schneider and like accused them of like just wanting to get money. And it's just like, do you understand, putting yourself out there like this is not like, you're actually risking everything.
People are so stupid. And just like, also it's just like, you're gonna be on the wrong side of history, and like when people look back, they're gonna see your name, Nancy Drew, you know, and it's just embarrassing. And also I'm just like,
it's Nancy Drew.
I don't understand that either. Nancy Drew is someone I just made up. But like it's also just like interesting, because I'm just like, even if you had a positive experience with Dan, the fact that there's 30 other people saying they had this negative experience and actually it was of sexual nature and this was the situation. I don't understand why you can't have any empathy to think, well, one, I feel bad for them, and two, maybe this person's capable of that. I don't understand how people can't like let two things exist at once sometimes. Like it makes me remember, I don't know, this situation reminds me of like, and we're all over the place, but this situation reminded me of like Ellen when she was getting like the beginning of her getting canceled, and like all these people are being like, Ellen's mean, and Katy Perry was like, well, I've never, and I remember specifically that it was like restaurant people coming out at the time, it was common people coming out at the time being like, I had a terrible experience with Ellen, and Katy Perry was like, well, Ellen's never treated me mean and I think she's a great person. It's just like, okay, you can't fathom in your mind that she might have been nice to you and mean to all these other people, and also you can't think of, have you not thought for the second that like you're a celebrity with a lot of power and money and at the time relevancy, that it might be more advantageous to her to be kind to you than some waiter who she's never going to see again and can't even get on her like level, basically. It's like sometimes it's so weird to me when two people can't hold two things at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like, you might have had a positive experience with Dan, but everyone else didn't.
And it just reminds me of, like people that have grown up with trauma or have just seen like narcissistic people or just an asshole. Like, I mean, I think, yeah, whatever. It's just like people are one way in public and a different way behind closed doors.
Right.
And it's just like people, especially that industry, like they're just such like loose, I feel like, labor laws, and it's just a fucked up industry, and there's no boundaries, I feel like, and it's sad. It's really sad.
It's just really sad because being a person with power, it's so sad to like think that you're willing to just like go after like the low-hanging fruit, like go after the person with the least amount of power here, the child. It's just ridiculous. And just thinking about Diddy, like there's been so many rumors and allegations for so long, and at a certain point there has to be a couple truth to it, and I feel like that's what happened with R. Kelly, right? For years there were rumors, and then eventually somebody was like, hey, maybe I should really look into this, and what did they find? This man's in jail now. And so I do think there's a reckoning happening, and a lot of people I've been seeing on Twitter being like, oh, like I'm curious what's going on with Diddy's daughters. Like this must be so weird for them to like
this
have their
so
place
traumatic.
be raided. Right, so traumatic. All these things about sexual abuse and trafficking allegedly with
and
your
mom's
father.
not here. It's so
your mom's not here.
Up.
It is, and like you saw, his sons were handcuffed. Like both of his sons,
they were at home.
Yes, like
when this
it's
happened.
just like, and I'm like, if we're getting to the point where it's like a raid, Diddy better lawyer up, because
Alexis,
I'm like,
Diddy is going to jail, I think. Like it's over for him, and he knows it.
How do you know he knows it?
But my thing, I also need to do some more research about Russell Simmons, because the way that Diddy fled the country, and like Russell Simmons is like apparently in Bali, it's just like, how are they allowed to do that? Are they like,
is that the Rev Run guy or his brother?
That's his brother. I think it's his brother or his bandmate or something.
I'm curious too, because his daughters don't mess with him.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I on TikTok, they don't mess with him. Yeah,
and them, yes. And it's just like, that's just how it be. Like some people, yes, like it's just these men in power, capitalism.
But leave the children alone.
I know.
Leave the kids alone.
I will never understand.
I think it's his reckoning, but I also know there's some other rappers that have been like rumored to be with younger people too. Do you think they're coming for reckoning too?
I do. I mean, I'm honestly inclined to believe this Sloan Bella lady, which is the YouTuber. This YouTuber that is making all these predictions, what did she say about them? So I literally was listening to the Aaliyah one right before this.
Tell me.
And she was talking about how that, Aaliyah, it's definitely like a little woo-woo. So, I'm one of the things that people believe in is like reincarnation or whatever, or like your spirit chooses to come to Earth or whatever to, play these roles and learn these lessons or whatever. And so she was saying that Aaliyah's family that she was born into it was kind of destined for her. Like, it was just set up like, we're going to put our, all into this girl, specifically in the music industry. And she was kind of saying, the Sloan Bella woman was saying that, like, she didn't, like, now that she's on the other side, like, didn't really want, like, she knows now that that's not really what she wanted for herself, like, to be the star or whatever. And she said that yes, like, it was definitely very underage. And she said something like, I'm starting to believe that this has something to do with family karma, because she was saying that she was like, yeah, like Aaliyah on the other side was saying this to this woman, Sloan Bella, that, like, like, R. Kelly came from a family like that too. Like, yeah, like, he is, he has done disgusting things on Earth side, and he's coming from a family that has that a part of their family karma. And sadly, we do know that R. Kelly was sexually abused. And that's what I'm starting to realize. Like, it is such a cycle, and a lot of these people that are perpetrators and are predators, some of them have, and a lot of them, I would say,
are victims
themselves. And it's just like, and yeah, I was reading something too, and it was like, we can mourn the child, and the adult still has to be accountable, because it's just like, but I pray for healing. It is just, we gotta stop that cycle.
You did not tune into a conspiracy theorist podcast, but sometimes we will get woo-woo on you. Just so they know, we're not conspiracy theorists, but, like,
I'm the woo-woo girl, so I'm gonna be talking about astrology and all the things.
But no, I think that's really interesting. I mean, it's interesting because I would love to know what Diddy and people in his situation are thinking, like R. Kelly, of just like, okay, I did these things in my past, possibly in the, like, now, but more so I did these things in my past, and should I be held accountable for it now as an adult? And it's just like, I mean, look, like, I'm kind of a yes. Like, yes, like,
first of all, Diddy is, he has not learned his lesson. Like, I feel like Diddy is still, he was, apparently they were showing him at a party in Miami before.
Boy, you are too old for that. Like, at a certain point, hang it up.
And just hang looking dumb. Just looking dumb.
Hang it up. Like, at a certain point, hang it up. You are old. You have
some of these
sons that are our age. Like,
I think some of these people with the money and the power, like, you really do, lose your mind. Like, you really think you're untouchable. And it's like, no.
It's coming down, man.
They're coming after these white men. They're gonna coming after your ass. Okay?
Absolutely. And I'm just super curious to see how, like, the next couple of weeks, like, how this unfolds and who else this touches, because I don't think Diddy's the only. I think Diddy's just the start of the, like, rap industry, especially the 90s game, these rappers, like, and the things they did back in the day with, like, younger people and possibly even now. And I'm also curious about how the women around them will behave. Like, I know. People have been, like, looking at Carisha.
Carisha, yes.
Just being like, so what's like,
and
like, how are you moving now?
On Twitter?
I did. And I saw. Did you see her? She, like, posted a video being like, "I stopped Carisha, please, because y'all just weren't fucking with me, and, like, and I don't like fake bitches, and I need people that are fucking with me." It's like, girl, you stopped Carisha, please, because of Diddy. You did not stop it because we were flip flopping. She was like, "I hate flip flopping ass bitches," so I stopped. It's like, girl don't. Right? Like, exactly.
Why are you coming from the people that could support you
insecure
or not? But my thing is, like, why would you come for, like, the public when you really need the public on your side right now?
I feel like that to me shows like when people, I love to analyze how people move when they're like when they're under the fire. And it's like, yes, you moved in, your action shows me that you're defensive. It shows me that you do have something that like you're guarding, and it's showing me that like, I don't know, you're a little scared and you feel like you need to put your guard up. You had no reason to come for the public. We loved Carisha, please. We constantly told you to release a new episode.
We with her.
Right. We loved how you were getting in people's businesses. And
yeah, we did.
And and the fact that now it's on us, it's like, girl, no, be real and just be real. Like, it was Diddy, his whole things is going down. I'm pretty sure they like canceled his thing with Ciroc. Like, just say it. Like, you don't have to blame it on us.
I think she's avoiding all costs, a la like Erica Jane. Just taking any, like, I did not know, and like she can't say anything. But even though she is saying something, like, girl, stop.
Wait. You said Erica Jane, you know what that made me think of? You saw who's leaving Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yes.
So we know that our beloved Candace will not be coming back.
I know, but I want to say one thing.
Oh, sorry.
I agree with you in that Candace is the least protected. And this last episode on Sunday, which we're not going to get too much into Potomac because we're going to have a lot to talk about because the reunions are about to come out.
And know, we should just cover the reunions. Like, I feel like at a certain point, like when the reunions come, we need to have a little segment about the reunions because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to say, but keep going.
Definitely. Candace, the way that they tried to blame this fight on Candace or just insinuating that she was too
she deserved it. She deserved it.
Mm-hmm. No, and she provoked it. Mm-hmm. It's like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. Like, I can't blame Candace. First of all, Ashley's messy, just tired ass.
You are the worst housewife in housewife history. And I will not say allegedly after that, because you are. The fact that, I won't get too into detail because I say this all the time, but you are the worst sugar baby I've ever seen in my life. To start off with this old ass white man when you're like in your 20s, he's in his 60s. He has children your fucking age, and you're sitting there taking your top off for this man on Real Housewives. How embarrassing. But anyway, you leave with nothing but dust.
Did you see that on the fucking reunion? She says that she's still rubs his feet.
And I'm like, and this is my thing. Ashley, you are pathetic. And I'm sorry, I keep talking about Ashley, but you're pathetic because you are clearly only with this man for one, money, and two, a storyline. But the storyline is tired. Like, I feel like she said that to be like, ooh, here's a storyline. Ashley's so crazy. Let's see how it unfolds next year. Like, and it's just like if it was a little nugget and egg for us to hold on to. We're actually not anticipating and excited at all. We're sad for you. You have to rub this man's feet, get his Uber Eats and his groceries to live. He's paying your freaking mortgage. We're not excited. We're not like, ha ha ha. We're actually laughing at you, Ashley. And the thing is, I hope she saw the reactions of people saying Candace is leaving, because I actually think Candace and Carlos the King, I love your podcast. Hopefully one day you'll listen to this podcast, Reality with King. But like, you literally said Candace is the quintessential housewife, and I believe you, because it's like, she literally is a married woman. She has her own like life. She has her singing. She has her acting thing on BET. She gave us her real life like situation with her husband. She gave us her real life situation with trying to get pregnant with her mother. She gave us exactly what you would want as a housewife. She actually, Potomac needed her, and absolutely. The fact that she's leaving, I think, is a total loss to Potomac. Oh my God. I think Ashley Darby should have been in the one with the pink slip.
Absolutely.
No reason.
I think Candace walked away.
She did. She left on her own. She said she phrased it as a break, which makes me happy and makes me think that she will come back. Like, she was going to take a break. A lot of people think she's like leaving to have a baby. Oh yeah,
to have a baby. Yes,
and then she'll come back. Yeah.
Go get off the show.
Exactly. Get your
Stop
peace.
letting these tired whack bitches get you all stressed up, because that's one thing. Candace, she is very sensitive. Mm-hmm. We know that. Mm-hmm. Like, mm-hmm. And it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress.
And this is my thing too. I respect her decision, because especially if it was to have a baby, because I'm like, can you imagine? I told Samantha, she's the most unprotected housewife. And can you imagine her pregnant and they're treating her like that, throwing drinks at her
Oh my
or
God.
grabbing her?
Don't
like,
get me mad.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, it was good for her to leave because she's no longer protected in this space. Like a breach of trust has happened because of Ashley.
Continues to happen.
And continues to happen. And she needs to go and like have her baby in a safe environment and not in a hostile work environment. I also saw that
real friends around.
Yes. And I think it's a total loss for Potomac. Like they're gonna have to, like, she was their main like reader. They're gonna have to find someone who can spar and
I'm not watching
who's interesting. No, but you saw who else was leaving, right?
Yes, and I'm very happy about that.
So, and I hope Robin saw that. I hope Robin saw the difference between Candace leaving and Robin leaving on Twitter. People said good riddance.
It's sad though because Robin, I be seeing some stands in the freaking whatever. So I feel like she focuses on.
What do they say? Probably. Like, what are they standing?
I don't know. Like one of the Bravo accounts were like, "Oh no, like the Queen is leaving," like the something. Queen? And it's like, who are you talking about? I know you're not talking about. I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I mean, Karen's literally would be the only reason that I come
Mia's
back.
Interesting. Did you see?
Mia is interesting, but I could see myself like not caring that much. Like,
did you see the clip with her and Gordon?
Yeah, I watched yesterday.
And you didn't care about that?
I mean, it was okay. Like, I'm just like, I could see this getting tired fast. I could see this like whatever. It is interesting. I'm curious how the reunion goes. It was crazy that Gordon was like saying hi to Ink, like he was like, "Hey,
I saw that too," and I'm like, Gordon.
I'm like, this is actually kind of weird, but polyamory is real. And
one thing that I'll say,
consenting adults.
Mia is exactly what Ashley needed to be. Okay, Mia met this man when he could buy her a car, sign for her apartment, all those things. She then gets with him, marries him, is living in like luxury for a while. She gets her own car from this man, vacations, yada yada yada, and she's leaving when he's broke, and she's going with the love of her life that was her high school sweetheart, and who is also like a radio personality who's established himself now. It's like, this is what Ashley wanted to be. So it's like I'm intrigued by Mia's like such blatant like sugar daddy, sugar mama situation.
And she looked really good on the end of like this.
She did.
It was like, oh, you got some treatments.
Well, she got first chair. You saw she got first chair at the reunion.
Yes, I did see.
Giselle got second seat.
Hilarious. Oh my God.
She was mad because Karen was on one side and Mia was on the other, and I'm like, I
she was mad.
I would have. I hope they mic her up in her dressing room.
We see them.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, you're actually gonna be here.
And she's just like, oh wait, what? That's my seat.
Like, oh,
okay.
Like a girl.
I got a new seat.
Oh my goodness.
But yes, I'm excited about the reunion. What were you gonna say?
Do we have anybody else on trial today?
Cowboy Carter. We have to touch on it.
Not on trial, but yes, a topic that needs to be discussed. Because we are 3 motherfucking days until a Beyonce album.
It really is like a kind of like the alien superstar. Please don't be alarmed, remain calm, because I just feel like literally it's like I was looking at there was a chart of like each year she's released an album, and it's like this is the closest it's ever been. 2 years, like 2 years later, we're getting a Beyonce album. This is, I mean, we're getting treated,
Yes, and we are,
and I'm so excited.
Did you get your notification that your vinyl shipped?
Oh my God, yes, I did, and I was like, can you imagine if someone's vinyl gets there on the 28th? It just made me think, like, what if someone lives very close to California?
Simone texted me that hers got shipped today.
Mine got shipped today too, and
she's in Cali, so she might get hers.
So apparently mine is in Michigan, but I was just thinking, like, can you imagine if someone's like gets there on the 28th and they can listen before the 29th?
Right, I know, right? Seriously,
like, do you think? I mean, it's just I feel
maybe.
like that's. because I thought like my notification said prior to it getting shipped today was like it will ship on the 9th. And so I was thinking, oh, okay, that
The
makes sense.
29th, you
Yeah,
mean?
the 29th, because I was like, oh, okay, that's the day's release. But it's like, oh, you're trying for it to get here on the 29th. And I'm like, oh, I already know inevitably there's going to be some mess ups and someone's going to be playing Texas Hold'em and everything else on the 28th.
They did this the last time.
Oh, they did? I didn't get it last time.
Yes, I ordered mine pretty early, so yeah, hopefully they have a system where it doesn't happen.
So do you have any more predictions? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, we're getting closer. Any more predictions?
I'm getting really excited. I will say I'm getting really, really, really excited. I was a little trepidatious because I'm just like, I just always get nervous because I'm just like, please, Beyonce, like, give us the goods. And I know she always does. Mm-hmm. I listen to the Chicks. Alexis has been telling me to listen to the Chicks. So I listen to that and I'm like, oh shit, like country? They be talking about deep shit, real shit.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. Oh my God. I think about, okay, I'm so glad you said that because look, I'm not even a country music stan, but I am a Chick stan through and through. And one time, I mean, I feel like their songwriting is impeccable, but I'm always really tickled by their song Sin Wagon, which I'm excited for you to listen to. And it's basically a metaphor for cheating. Like they're talking about like I'm hopping on the sin wagon, which is like I'm gonna start cheating. And it's so interesting their lyrics about like how they talk about it because they never say cheating, but it's like you know exactly by like everything they're saying that this is exactly what they're doing. And I think the songwriting is really impeccable, especially for the Chicks. And I just love the Chick. I really hope they're on this album. I really do.
They're going to be a part of it somehow. If you haven't listened to Daddy Lessons featuring the Chicks, you should listen to it. It'll get you excited, I think, for the album because it definitely is I wish they would have had that one on the album, honestly.
Right? But I feel like people weren't ready for that type of Beyonce. And like, you know, I feel like it was the perfect way to unleash like the remix was to do it at the CMAs and then put it out. But I feel like
it's all divinely timed.
I feel like Lemonade had to only really have her on it, you know?
You mean
because of just it being
I mean,
Daddy's Lessons, yeah.
Got it. Yes.
Because of like the storytelling.
Have a feature on there though.
Yeah, The Weeknd, 6-inch, I think. And Freedom, Kendrick Lamar.
And another one. I forget what the name of that one is. It's like the one where it's like a slower.
Wait, is it Love Drought?
No, hold on.
And it's not Pray You Catch Me.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of the slow ones.
It's like it's almost like an interlude or something.
Oh, is it
Forward. And it's just James Blake.
Yeah, yes. You're right. Yes. That's like the one that I feel like I always like skip. Oh my God, how amazing was Lemonade? That's what I'm saying. Like we're about to get in. This is my thought. I predict this album will get Album of the Year at the Grammys. I predict this will be a classic, possibly known as her best album at this coming out. I think it will be so intentional from the instruments to the lyrics to like what it's grounded in, which I think will be Texas country, cowboy, country, rural history, and country history, Black history. And so I think like just the intentionality of it, it's a political statement. I think this album will be her album that she gets Album of the Year. But it's funny and ironic that in such a racist place like America, it takes a country album from an R&B artist to get Album of the Year. But I am willing to say that this country album will probably be better than any country album Miss Swift ever made.
I mean, that deed is already done. Like I can stamp that
with 16 carriages. It was done
exactly, and Texas Hold'em. And so yeah, like I'm really now that I kind of I got a little gist of like what country is giving. It's like giving it's giving the dramatics of like. My daddy was drunk and, I'm, I don't know.
Yes, but I mean.
It's just good. It's like real shit. It's real shit. It's
about real life and it's like rage and it's like, especially the Chicks. That's why I'm like, the Chicks are not just talking about love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody talks about love. The Chicks, like, We have Lubbock or Leave It. That's about Lubbock, Texas, and how that all the radio stations refused to play the chicks in Lubbock, Texas. And so they wrote Lubbock or Leave It, and it's about how crazy Lubbock, Texas is. Like, it's like we're talking creative stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about I love you. It's like anyone can say that. If you can take your pen and make a creative song about
it's lyric heavy.
It's lyric heavy and it's instrument heavy, especially the chicks. And so
and then when I listen to Daddy's Lesson, I'm like, all those live instruments, like it's gonna be amazing. One thing I would love for us to touch on is features that we think. So I've been seeing some whispers about Lady Gaga.
I have been seeing that too.
And I'm like,
I think it could be amazing because people really liked that song she had, Shallow.
Telephone. Oh.
Yeah, Telephone. Yes, that collaboration was great, but I feel like Shallow really showed her like singing range.
Oh my God, and Lady Gaga's amazing.
Right? So I think that'll be a great collaboration. I did see one, obviously Dolly Parton, even if it's not a collaboration, like covering. I do think the Chicks and Hope the Chicks will be on there. But I did see somebody say Taylor Swift, and I was like, I absolutely don't think that's happening.
I don't know what I'll do, but
I think that's bad for Beyonce's brand. Like,
I would be pissed.
I would be pissed too, and I feel like it goes against her brand. Like, everything that's Beyonce stands for, specifically, like, she's like very much has within the recent years showed as like, I am a Black artist. I stand for Black things, Black Lives Matter, things like that.
Think that's
Taylor Swift would be the antithesis of that. Like, why would you at all put her on there?
Surprised if she was, and really
but I've been
annoyed.
Seeing that, and people are like, that's why, like, they've been like, they took that picture together at the
premiere. I'll take Miley Cyrus.
I'll take Miley Cyrus. That's a great one. Especially this year, she got a Grammy. I would take Miley Cyrus.
God. Yeah, she's coming into her own, like,
I think that's the magic. It's like Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, the Chicks, and Dolly Parton cover. So three features and a cover.
Yeah. I'm curious. Do you think her husband's going to be on this album?
No.
Okay.
We don't want him on this album. Get him on Act 3. Get him on Act 3.
I know. I'm just curious. And also, I do want to say, I'm annoyed that all this, I mean, people say all press is good press, but I'm annoyed that there's all this like negativity around like Jay-Z's gonna be next after P. Diddy, like during the few days before her album. Like,
what do you mean negativity?
Annoying.
Like negative, like people are being negative about Beyonce?
No, about Jay-Z. He's getting a lot of negative press talking about your thoughts on that.
I think he is next.
I know, but I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed for Beyonce that this is what's in the news this week when I'm about to drop an album.
The age-old story that a woman has to be embarrassed by their man, and this is that. We saw it with Lemonade. We all looked at him like, are you kidding me? We saw it, I guess that's where we saw it. But like, I mean, it's just like, this is not a new tale. I am not surprised. Allegedly, these are all alleged, but I do think he is next. And I think some rumors will be coming out about that. And, but I hope it doesn't, but I do think her album will speak for herself. This is Beyonce. This is such a like monumental time.
So.
And this is such a crazy genre shift. I will say, like, I've thought about this, like, last weekend, Julia and I watched the Eras tour on Disney Plus just to see what it was giving. And she said some kind of boo, tomato. And she had said, like, thank you guys so much for allowing me to genre shift. And I've done so many things. And I'm like, okay, country pop to pop is really not that hard of a stretch. Like, try giving me an album of the year R&B album, Miss Swift, and then we'll talk about genres. But it's like Beyonce is giving us R&B to house music to then country. Don't talk about genre switching unless you're doing something that 360,
like jazz, bitch.
Right? Because country pop to pop is not a genre switch. Miss Swift, give me a rap album, give me an R&B album, or give me a reggae album, and then we'll talk. But until then, don't try to act like you've been doing like you're some shapeshifter. It's like, that's not that hard.
And I also would love to say that Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought.
That's fine. I got like a minute, then I gotta eat because Julia just finished cooking.
Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like, I think now we kind of know that we're gonna get a larger visual when all of these are done.
Absolutely, yes.
And I just think it's amazing that
Me
like
too.
Beyonce put out her, tour movie this summer, like along like, Taylor Swift had her movie. She was like, oh, that was cute. Like that was cute. That was a cute little moment. But like she is good, like just
the layers to it, like
yeah, it's layered. It's like I know Taylor Swift is not thinking like that.
I can tell you she didn't, because the concert was just the concert. Like, you know how Renaissance gave us the background, it gave us like beautiful legacy moments with Blue and Beyonce and Mama Tina. It gave us Blue's like art,
it was
creative art, like
exactly.
This was just the tour. And so I said that to say, sorry, I set it a 45-minute timer. I told Samantha I gotta yell in 45 minutes.
She said it was on vibrate.
I said it was on vibrate. Good to know that even if it's on vibrate, it will ring. But, charge it to my head and not my heart.
It's okay.
But like,
we love you.
But like, yeah, I just feel like you're right. This will be layered. I'm so excited to see the full film out. I do think that all 3 acts visuals will be released at the end of Act 3. And I think that will be her like, I gave you everything.
Yes. I saw something that said like Betty Black tour or something.
I saw that too.
Yeah. I'm like,
and some people think that's Act 3
album.
Yes, the rock album. And I was like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just undisputed at that point. Like,
we are reclaiming all of the genres that we created in this country.
And we are living amongst a true legend, the greatest entertainer of our lifetime.
Yeah.
And
nobody can take that away from her.
No one can take that away from her. No one is going to do it like this. And no one has ever done genre shifting in this way. And I'm just so excited for the 29th, and I can't wait for us to tell us your thought, like for us to share our thoughts for the next podcast.
Right. By the next time we talk, we will have experienced Cowboy Carter.
How do you feel, Samantha? We have officially done our first podcast.
I feel good. I feel excited. I feel like I'm giving it to God. I'm not going to worry about, all the embarrassing stories that we're told.
That's us.
That is us. This is life. And we love you guys. How are you feeling? You feel good?
I'm feeling great. I'm so happy one and done. We're done. And I feel excited for like this journey with you. Yes. And I feel like that I'm excited to expose all my skills, but also my flaws, and you hear it here, and it is what it is.
Who am I to judge?
What
are you having for dinner?
Julia's cooking this pasta thing that I showed her, so I'm excited to eat. But we love y'all. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back next Wednesday.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts.
If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.